And the corruption. Power to the people.
Viva la revolución! Yeah, sounds like a good way to kill an afternoon.
We were a group of desperadoes living on the fringes of the Wild West, eking out a life for ourselves from the proceeds of highway robberies and cattle rustling. One day we received word that a prominent politician was to give a speech in a nearby town. I'm not sure which one of the group suggested assassinating this politician, but we all readily agreed. We headed off into a local settlement where a carnival was taking place and tried to find ourselves some transport. A short time later, one of our number returned to the place where the rest of us were having a siesta. He had good news. In the grounds of the local high school, he had found several bicycles, which would suit our purposes perfectly.
Oh my God, he's got a gun.
We made it back to the camp without incident, a feeling of elation in the air. But as the hours passed, suspicion and paranoia began to take hold. Rumour had it there was a Judas amongst us, and that the law was hot on our trail. Tired of the continual arguments, I set off on my own to investigate. Our worst fears were confirmed when I found wanted posters covering almost every wall, post and tree in the district. The law enlisted the aid of the infamous bounty hunter, a ruthless killer rumoured to possess unusual powers that enabled him to teleport at will. It was said that he tracked his prey by picking up on psychic vibrations, and that there was no escaping his grasp. Word on the street was that the bounty hunter was closing in. It was the best I could do to get back to the hideout and warn my comrades before they were all slaughtered. While they dropped like flies, I took to my heels and bolted. I managed to evade the bounty hunter for a few months, but at a great price to myself. I lived a life of exile and loneliness, sleeping in roadside ditches and eating from garbage dumpsters. My attempts to avoid the bounty hunter proved fruitless, knowing all too well that my adversary was getting closer day by day. I was only postponing the inevitable, The final confrontation took place on the platform and tracks of the local railway station. Thoroughly confounded by the bounty hunter's constant vanishing act, I once again took the easy way out, escaping to an area of paddocks and swamp just up the railway tracks. But he was there waiting for me, cigar gone. This would be a fight to the death. Somehow I managed to draw first and inflict what appeared to be a fatal wound. Still breathing, but only just, I left his body for the worms. I've traded my guns and lawless ways for a new name and an everyday life in suburbia. I'm doing my best to erase the past, but I can't help wondering about a man I left to die alone in a paddock.
But dreams on speed on the outside, spreading hard and fast.
Newsflash. The crime-fighting bounty hunter has reappeared after a prolonged absence. Convalescing in an unspecified location, he has vowed to track down the man responsible for last year's assassination of the former independent member.
Ten long years I walked the roads. My shadow grew dark and my friends were all ghosts. Friends were all ghosts. Friends were all ghosts. My shadow grew dark and my friends were all ghosts.